Nobody is saying anything about this video. Just watch.
I can't keep this anymore. No, I can't hide it anymore. I'm at a stage whereby I think I need to voice out. I need people to hear, my story, what's going on with me. Because I'm at a stage in my life whereby I am beginning to think of you already know what. I'm 37 years old. I'm not married. I don't have a child. And I feel like my clock is ticking. I've been in this country since I was 12 years old. Please, I need you to pay attention to my story. I've been in this country since I was 12. I've been in few relationships, but it just didn't work. I'm not a bad person. I try my best to be the best that I can be. And I try my best to be the best that I can be with my partners that I've been with in the past. But it just didn't work. I know you can relate. So after so many years, I decided to go to my country in Africa. Because due to advices from different people, that maybe if I go back to Africa, maybe I can find someone and start fresh with the person. So I took their advice and I went there. I intended to stay for at least a month because, I have a reputable job here that I'm doing and I wouldn't want to stay more than necessary. So I intended to stay a month or at most 2 months. So I went to Africa and I met with someone. I met a few people, but I met someone that was really an interesting person. This person was also working somewhere in Africa. They had a job that they were doing. So we became friends for a while. At the time he was 39. He was like 2 years older than I am, and he never been married, nor have any kid. Does not have any kids either. So yeah. So we started dating after knowing each other for a few weeks, and we started dating. And I made my intention known, and he said he was also ready. That he also has been looking for someone that he could settle down with, maybe there in Africa or abroad. It didn't really matter to him, but it looked like we had some things in common. So I ended up staying in Africa for 4 months, more than what I bargained for. And I thought it was worth it at the time. So that way I was able to know him, much better, and he was also, able to know me. So I came back here after 4 months, and we kept, the communication going. And eventually, I'm trying to cut the story short. I filed for him. He came here to join me here and abroad. So he was with me for good 6 months without working. He wasn't working because there was no need for him to work at the time, because we're still putting all his documents together and everything. So he was with me. I live in my own house, and he was living with me. I was feeding him, I was clothing him. He didn't have to pay no rent because he was my man. I loved him with everything in me, and he loved me too. I believed he loved me. So yeah, 6 months. It didn't work for 6 months. I was just doing everything. It was worth it because he was my man. I would do anything in this world for the one I love. Anything. It doesn't matter. I will go head over heels with anyone. With anyone. It doesn't matter. If I love you, I will do anything with anyone that I love. And I will still do it again. But I want to put my story out there. I need advice from you, and maybe you can learn a little bit from my story. After like 8 months, uh, this man started talking to someone down the street. He started, she's also an African person, and she was married before, but she was divorced. And every time I go to work, she's just the only person. She's just the only person I see that they talk back and forth. So I talked to him about this. I said I didn't feel comfortable with their relationship, the way they talk back and forth when I'm around, when I'm not around. they already have each other's numbers and they talk. And he just told me, no, it's just no, there's no string attached, no nothing. It's just like, just talking once in a while, someone to talk to around here. And the lady also say hello to me. She knew it was my man. Cut long story short, you know where the story is going. They started dating without me knowing. All of a sudden, this lady already got pregnant by my man. And eventually I knew what happened. And they came right in front of me and told me that they would do, because, I was pained, I was bitter, I felt betrayed, I felt very bad. I had to confront the lady and let her know how I felt towards the whole thing and how she backstabbed me and betrayed me as a woman. So she told me, well, it's not a big deal. Calculate every penny you spent on this guy. I will give it back to you. I can even double it. And my man, on the other hand, was there with this lady. And you know what this man told me? He said he never loved me. That he was only with me because I brought him here. Because I helped him come to abroad. Listen, this is more than how you see it or how you're listening to it right now. I'm so pained. I'm trying to cut this story short. We're no longer together. I refused any amount they offered me. The lady that she was going to give me, she was going to double the amount. I left everything to Kamar. But till today, I'm talking, it's been 3 years now. Why I'm telling you this story is that I think about it every once in a while. I'm still single, by the way. Maybe that's why I feel this pain. That's why it's even more painful. I feel single. I'm single and I'm very miserable. Now I'm almost 40. I feel pain. I'm very miserable. Thank you for listening. If you have any advice for me or any words of prayer or any words of comfort, please send it to me. This is my story.